Dear friends, hello everyone. Welcome patriots and soldiers from all over the world and all kinds of old and new friends to Phoenix Voice, the sub-channel of Phoenix for 9 days. Today is May 4th, 2025. Happy Sunday, everyone.
First of all, welcome Chinese friends from China who have climbed over the wall, and our comrades in arms from the international platform. It just happened that mine was fine. I took a picture and still remembered it yesterday.
I remember taking the picture. Ouch. Wait a minute. It seems that this one hasn't been called up again. I forgot to drop these old friends who came first. Let's send up this picture of them first. Then I was ready. Haha, just took a picture. Today, the earliest team disappeared completely. This is the first one that arrived. The first one, this is our Shumei. Shumei is very powerful. Thank you, and Hao Ge Chen, Chu Jun Jin, Chuan Liu Sumei, Helen Wen Wan Amei. And then I received it here. Besides, Zhao Yuanshan Rui, thank you all for coming, because this one is here. After all, there are still fewer people who know about another one. I just got this one yesterday. It's advertised, so not many people can catch up, and they still don't know that they are on this side. That doesn't matter. Then let's take our time. No matter what he is, this is our past week. Too many things have happened. Every day is something that shakes the ground today. Every day is a history created by history that is changing all the time. You can see these evil thieves all the time. These reptiles are collapsing. Communism is in warehouse defense.
Flee. They were also extremely fierce at this time. In the end, they fled, and they were defeated again. In the end, their true colors were revealed. In the end, they were exposed to the heaven observation sun. Those ugliness. So, this was also the most fierce time In this process, it is the most difficult time, and we should protect ourselves. So let's take a look at the difficult problems and some videos obtained by Antarctica. I have been feeling the power of Antarctica all the time, but especially the arrival of what we want has been sending us a feeling on the other side of Antarctica and on the other side of this wall. Some videos are sent to you first. First, I will give you some good invisible other world and another world I look forward to.
I remember the sound of the rotors fading into thin air as we crossed the ice wall terrorists. This heads? How much money are we talking? Fuck, what's up?
You really hate why he released it, but the next one didn't. In fact, the next thing he released was Antarctica, his mysterious world outside the wall. They found this ice egg. This ice egg, it's a human egg. It's full of strange miracles. It's very, very interesting. That egg is floating, this human egg.
However, I don't understand why he couldn't let it out. There are some of this.
Strange. Why can't you put it out? It's a human egg farm. Its eggs are extremely huge and visible one by one. I'll try again to see if I can put it out again. It's still gone here. If it doesn't, it's gone, that is. It can't be released again. Hey, the strange things may be released again, and everyone can't accept them at all. So it's over here. Leave it for now. Let's keep a little, otherwise many things may be difficult to accept, and we won't be able to push them out today. Let's look at others.
Pregnant, they're monuments that celebrate life, and there are monuments that dare to remember what should be forgotten. These structures, jagged, ritualistic, lined with grim visages, were not built for the living. They were warnings. Warnings carved into the ice itself, and now the ice received. As we descend these corridors of death, I wonder, were we meant to find this place, or had something at last allowed itself to be seen? There was a spinning mechanism, like a wheel forged by lost civilization. Then came the chamber and the skull, massive, crowned with ruby, watching. But it was what stood behind it that chilled the blood. They were not asleep. They were waiting. And in that moment I understood. This was not a discovery. We were not the first, and we will not be the last.
People have heard more and more events outside this ice city, and slowly more and more of this video will be revealed. So in this video, it's different from what we have seen before. What about here? You can see aliens. They want you to know it's time to let you know that they are watching you all the time, and let you get in touch with something slowly. Let you know that human beings are trapped in another prison world, and these people will gradually know, so we can see some real ornaments of aliens here. We are made by this wall, this wall, this wall. Locked up in the depths of this hell, humans know nothing. So the alien world, the outside world, how wonderful and wonderful the highly civilized and developed world outside is. But slowly these ornaments, the world will slowly extend in front of our eyes. So until now, many people who have really come into contact with and seen it are still unable to believe it. I thought that was made by AI or fake or something. It is indeed based on each person's vibration frequency, or if a lot of things are released too real, many people will die. I was so scared that I placed an order.
Sound of the rotors fading into thin air as we cross the ice wall. Terrorist structures carved into the jungle floor, towers of red stone, aligned too perfectly to be chance. No birds, no wind, just heat rising from the forest like breath from a sleeping mouth. The deeper we moved, the stranger it became, and then we saw it standing in the clearing, not a ruin, not a monument, but a figure. Black polished watch. We entered the structure expecting ruins, but what we found felt preserved. The room was lined with symbols and a single device at its center. Do we discover them, or did they finally decide to reveal themselves? I saw us, and I didn't look surprised. Whatever it is, it's been waiting a very long time.
Getting clearer, getting closer and closer. It's not that people find it, but that after the fact they waited too long and needed this. It's time for humans to recognize more information about eating, so this rhythm is all at 1 point and 1.1 o'clock, which allows us to see that the outside world is getting closer and closer, getting closer and closer, and seeing this step of human liberation is also getting closer and closer. But for now, this is also the most fierce and terrible time period. Over the past week, everyone has witnessed this.
Almost all Europe except Britain has been finished. Originally, they wanted to let the United States be finished.
I've been browsing the internet for over 30 days now. How are these late arrivals? Let's review the timing that Klaus mentioned regarding this disconnection.
Insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive side-by attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transport, hospital services. Our society as a whole would be seen in this respect. A slight disturbance by comparison to a major cyber attack.
Why did Kolausi warn many years ago that there would be a so-called cyber attack? After the attack, you disconnected the network, the power, the hospital, and all the means of transportation. It's very scary. It's pitch dark. This is the so-called warning many years ago, but it really happened, especially in Spain. It happened in Portugal, almost all over Spain. And when it was affected, those trains stopped. There are many places on the edge. This traffic accident hospital is completely paralyzed. When you pay for things, everything related to the store is cut off. This is the horror they are creating. Such horror, of course, also includes the explosion of the power grid in the north of London, in the north of England. These are all tests. I don't know what the test has just started. That's what they've always wanted to do. Is the other one a controller's behavior? So especially this time, this disconnection is different from the original. During the mentioned COVID-19 period, people should be given a way to control their stays at home. A kind of evil is almost the same. That is, it makes you don't have to go out, completely manipulates you, controls you. This is the information I just saw. That is, it did appear in the universe in the past. What will happen next? I don't know. Then what I see is, I also saw this poisonous water last week. I actually received this water in Florida, and I read that this is completely blue. The blue water. There is no sound now. It was good just now. I just adjusted it. Well, fortunately, that Shumei told me. Thank you. This is President Trump's chemical crisis. The task force exposed the Advanced Research Projects Agency of the U.S. Department of Defense, his plot to murder 170 million Americans. It's here now. Chemical crisis. It was caused by this in just a few weeks. The Trump administration's task force on this chemical crisis, the speed of Thunder Wanjun, discovered the 11 series, which was shocking.
Shocking the explosive news that multiple government agencies are carrying out illegal chemicals.
illegal actions, releasing chemicals into the air, soil and water, including the darkest corner of the Pentagon, the U.S. Department of Defense Advanced Research Programs Agency.
This information comes from the Secretary of Health and Human Services of the United States. Now, Xiaoken is the chemical crisis revealed by Robert Kennedy, not just for you.
Is there still any sound now? Why is there always no sound in this one? Try again to see if there is any. Sumay said it was there and then this. It's good to have these chemical crises, so they are terrible. Do they really make you shudder? It is directly selling drugs to you and directly killing you. It's not what I originally mentioned, but what I originally mentioned. I just asked you to kill you with the dry materials. These chemical crises sprayed by his hands directly enter the air, water and soil, and it completely penetrates layer by layer. You don't have any groundwater or water that is safe anymore. No, this operation is about to kill you. It's 170 million Americans. So beautiful. What will happen to people all over the world? Now, the UK is not 2 weeks ago. The British government has already decided to cover the sun and cover the sun. This is not what I have said here without grounds, but what the British government has confirmed. In 2 weeks or a few more states, there will be no sun. So he doesn't have the sun and these. Isn't it a unified action? You can't see the sun. What are those dark things in your sky? Those are all acting in a unified way. This poison will directly poison you. There are already dozens of original poisons, and the poison is no longer light. We all still feel scary. This water, this food has been screaming. How many years have I been screaming? How many years have I been screaming? And for 4 or 5 years have been telling everyone. You don't have any shots of them in everything. All the ways to escape you can imagine, all the ways to escape and all the possible ways to escape have been thought of by them, and no one can escape. In the end, he did these things. No longer as we said, but we were talking about it for 4 or 5 years and preparing for it 45 years in advance. Then it's no longer our ordinary people, this ordinary people like me. Everything we have said now has been constantly confirmed through different channels. What we have said, especially now, is done by Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert Kennedy came to reveal to you that the Special Chemical Discipline Task Force of the U.S. government, of the U.S. creation government, has just stopped this devastating plot to directly murder 170 million Americans.
Now they're crazy.
Try every means to completely seal it in any country in the world, or it is a crazy assassination. Organized crazy assassinations, or took people from all over the world.
Ordinary people who can be taken away are also desperately poisoned.
All the vaccines you have received are not poisonous, and those that are destined to die are not poisonous. So he wants all those who have not yet died, so as to prevent all those who have not been vaccinated from being deeply locked directly by you. It's that simple.
Otherwise it would be. What do they call devils?
What is the final madness of the devil? How many people will they kill in the end? This is how many years we have been talking about it. 4 or 5 years in advance. So all those who can have our former energy treasure, how grateful you should be now. Grateful, lucky and lucky. It's really a great joy, because if there is no energy treasure to protect you, then you can't solve all the chemicals you enter. At least you currently have an energy treasure that can solve these chemicals. There is nothing that can be done to solve these chemicals, differentiate them, and destroy the impossible. There is nothing in this world. At present, the only thing that can be done is the one we are activated. Whether it's big or small, whether it's this one you have, this one your little mini, it can be handled and solved completely and comprehensively. So this is what we have done 4 or 5 years ahead of schedule. Fortunately, all you have had such blessings, and this blessing can receive this information. This information is 2 kinds of life-saving straws that are real and real. You don't have it. People who really don't have it are in a very, very crisis, very, very dangerous. In the whole world, all over the world, there are no people. The saliva you enter, the saliva you breathe in your air. In the air, these chemicals that you exhale and breathe also need to be dissolved by this energy water. When this energy water enters your body, it can be completely detoxified. If you can solve a large part, that is to say, unless there is still some food, then you can't eat those poisonous foods yourself, and you can't help it. God can't save it, at least no matter what it is now, how he reads it, no matter what it is in his future.
This force is not far from what I originally said. I said that he will directly poison you in the water as water. So these freshwater dogs, cats, and animals will die if they drink it. What I'm talking about is not too far away. It appears suddenly. He said that all of a sudden these chemicals appeared, and he was now.
I'm still testing you, or how you are, I don't know. So at least now I really see it. I'm not intimidating you. I'm not intimidating you. Once you eat it, you won't be too long. It won't take too long. It won't take too long to confirm what I said about the diseases in the body. The first thing he attacks you is your spleen system, your stomach system, your heart and lung system, your heart and lung system. Why do you suddenly cough, suddenly don't work, suddenly your liver doesn't work? He just attacks you after these chemicals come in. The blue is very fast, so why suddenly so many of these cardiovascular problems? It's all these invisible wars, invisible killers. They are invisible to you, but it's the real killers who attack you. What we are talking about is really what we are talking about. Think about it again. I'm not alarmist or threatening you with what he is saying. All this is better than us.
Everything to be said is 10,000 times more vicious than everything we have said. Everything I have ever mentioned or anything else.
That's what they're doing right now. So how do you protect yourself from what you are doing at the bloodiest and vicious time? Well, recently I saw that someone mentioned the population I mentioned in the future.
A group of people, it turns out that the human beings they plan were to end up with no more than 300 million people left. Their own meaning, there are many, many time travel plans. What is everywhere now? What is time and space too? What is talking about is that this is only 300 million people. That is their own people. Originally, he wrote it to 2030, which is the agenda for 2030, which will not exceed 300 million yuan. It's about 200 million. Their own people are about 100 million. And the remaining vegetable slaves and apricot slaves will not add up to more than 300 million, about 200 million. So now the sky is talking about it. Just use the state when you make up stories. This has started another time and space. What time and space did this one cross to tell these things? Confirm, because it induces you from different levels, but it is. That is to say, in the future, the remaining unpolluted human beings will not exceed 300 to 500 million people in my guess, but among the 300 to 500 million yuan, it will probably be 300 to 500 million yuan. Among the 500 million people, they are not completely polluted. They are reptiles themselves.
Those people, but our truly high frequency, vibrating and clean kind of people.
Be able to survive. So how important it is to ensure your health, live well, and not be polluted by these. Everything about you is beautiful. Look at the difficult problems we see today. We have reached the extreme difficulty and talked about them step by step. It is really happening.
We are imprisoned in this evil channel, crawling in this crawling channel, and this big net has been constructed for thousands of years. This is the only time, 11 times, we can escape, and this escape is what we can. The only way to escape our vessel, this container, may be to protect our container and protect it so that our DNA will not be polluted or destroyed by these. These chemicals and toxic substances in your DNA pollute it so you can get there smoothly.
Bright world. This bright world is as long as you can live smoothly. If you can live smoothly, then you can definitely get there.
No latitude, the flesh angel above no latitude. These angels, after you go out, you can go beyond the Antarctic. These are with many aliens.
Highly civilized rewards world human civilization. Other humans are also there. Other alien worlds are also there. Just join them and you can slowly heal your wounds, slowly change your current poisonous state. Then what about your body? It will keep going.
As you continue to grow up, you will continue to grow up, continue to rise, continue to grow up, and constantly restore the state of your body. However, this earth is not suitable for the current situation. It is unsuitable for human life, and it is impossible to live in. It has been completely polluted by our small piece. So why did this mass think of going to Mars? Why another continent now? Only outside the military wall is suitable for living and survival. You don't need these poisonous things. The whole land, the piece where we are staying, and the piece made by this potlet have been completely polluted. All you have to do is protect your DNA from alteration or contamination. Your internal organs have not rotted your beverage system, your liver system, your kidney system. So these things that attack you are directly attacking you after these account systems are attacked. You have already taken it. You can't live. After your DIA is changed, you can't live, you can't survive. So you have to go. What is this world? That is the whole earth. Either the whole earth or this small place that we humans carry. This small place is a reptile, that is a snake.
To the surrounded.
There is no grid surrounded by the bloodiest, most vicious giant snake that isn't enclosed by them. You live where he crosses, and where is the real tongue? Everyone knows the tongue is on earth.
This big tongue, look at this disgust. Why did he cultivate it this way?
His fangs are here, his eyes. If it is built like this is real estate. This is
a state that controls mankind. This is called the state that poisonous snakes control human beings. And the Communist Party is a snake. That is, the Communist Party is in China. The head of this big snake is right here.
He encompassed the entire area where we reside.
You're everything, you're this.
The prison we operate is wrapped by a snake which embraces it completely. No one is immune to the control of reptiles. You, your ideology, your body, everything you know is false. Everything that controls you has been used, and every method has been used, from your birth to your growth, the poison of food all the way. All the way. Baby food has been poisoned with you since the beginning, and your DNA has been constantly changed with various vaccines. So I'm not just talking about the DNA that I told you about changing DNA with vaccines now. Fortunately, it's not present here. This conspiracy theory is verified multiple times and now even acknowledged by Ken Shanken, the U.S. Department of Human Services Secretary.
Minister of Human Services, old Bird Kennedy, Kennedy of Little Carrot. But what we are talking about is that the Little Kennedy certificate has confirmed it. What about his confidence? In my main channel, we have used this voice converted by AI to everyone. It doesn't necessarily need to be converted, and it doesn't necessarily need to be so accurate, so it probably follows me. Come all the way.
This old comrade in arms can basically understand, but the people who just jumped in may not be able to understand, so they just can't feel it. Some things can't be understood, read or understood. So today's old comrades in arms, old fans, almost everyone who came here probably knows it.
Everyone relates to that sentiment. But what about the assurance to proceed, struggling to keep pace, or merely observing the original? Numerous alternate channels exist, leaving major pathways open. The main channel of Phoenix 9 Days, the sub-channel of Phoenix 9 Days, Fufu channel. So 2 sub-channels of the Rich channel have also been opened. What about the other one? I'll make it into it now slowly, and I'm going to push it into English. The English channel, so much precious information, will let more and more people know about it. Then here and here, it is the truth of the Phoenix, and this, and there is the only one of mine.
Phoenix golden era spans 9 days, and it remains beyond my reach. Are you evil? I feel these miscellaneous rumors, but I still don't let go of that golden age. I fear that I saw the fear of this body and this name.
So now we are the legal person I want to do affairs now. More and more people know this information, and their ways of thinking are changed into different ones. This you can understand our Chinese information and the lights that can be turned around.
Then the information diverged, having been largely disclosed 4 or 5 years earlier. Such a convergence of varied information allows both old and new associates to discern the world's truths. To confirm our statements made 4 or 5 years back. It's still the same sentence as we have said for all this. It's good for only us to just point a little bit. No matter how you listen to it, how you are afraid of it, you feel that it is subverting your 3 views. And it's still a point in this world. There is not even a trace of punishment evil. He is just a trace of evil several 100,000 times, just a little bit.
Then
the earth where you live is surrounded by this python, this huge python and giant snake. None of you are immune to this place in this snake. Your ideology, your entire being is deeply infiltrated and altered, manipulated, and entirely reconstructed, rendering your beliefs skewed. It's hard to escape. It's hard to escape. Everything about you from your birth to the present, all your consciousness, all your knowledge, and all your Zen awareness are wrong, false, all. It's completely made up for you by reptiles. So it's difficult to break free unless you really come from high latitudes, you come with a mission, and you have the positive quantity to identify these things. Things identifying this can break free from their bundles, but it's very difficult, very, very not easy for this wave of people. So what about this wave of people? Only basically means that what we call white hats can be done, that is, only white hats can be controlled and disturbed by reptiles and snakes. They have their own consciousness, this memory can be restored to the previous memory, and they can have this own energy to resist and fight against all this evil. Everything about you may seem evil to you, but is it really? Consider this carefully.
Everything, ideology, your whole ideology, your ethics and morality, everything you have is what they give you. And the wrong information is also the information of programming. Then this central center, this financial center, is originally controlling.
The UK oversees global financial control. But of what consequence is this for Britain itself? Reflect on Britain's 14 symbols, often called dragons, which are represented by the British flag. These symbols may be perceived as dragons or serpents.
This is what this poisonous snake gave to God. It is our Communist Party that is guarding it, and China has also made it up. There are dragons, this dragon, and that dragon are either dragons, but this giant snake.
It is this giant snake whose financial center is in England, and it is
from countries all over the world, controlled by countries all over the world. These finances, including the United States, were originally controlled by them, including the White House of the United States. Why is the White House of the United States, Washington, D.C., which belongs to the British royal family? It is controlling you, and the whole world is almost controlled by the British royal family. What about these? Why this one in China?
The Communist Party must completely learn the money of Chinese people to Britain through Singapore.
It's all sourced.
What about these places, including the tongue of this real estate port? These religions also control everything, so all religions are evil. Are used to control humans.
Is it just manipulation in action?
Subtle control tactics involve sending photos, as President Trump did, a gesture worth examining.
This is a picture sent by President Trump to himself. Let's have a look. Let's guess. Look at this picture. How do you feel?
So do it faster. The White Hats did it faster. They helped President Trump make a video of this. Yesterday, this was withdrawn very quickly. I wonder how you feel after watching this video. What do you feel? Guess, because I don't know either. So I just thought we would all guess and see how it feels.
Everyone, this grooming warrior has also been big for so long. The white hat has been worn for so long. I have been a bright war corpse. I have been a patriot for so long. Look at everyone's vibration frequency. How do you feel?
Everyone should rise and confront challenges bravely. As light warriors, the call to battle is ever present. Testing oneself is essential, not just contrasting strength, but overcoming self-doubt. If you dare not face your fears, then what remains is perpetual self-denial. Each attempt to rise is met with self-defeat, pushing one closer to a reptilian hold on life. So I'll tell you the 1.1 drops you have done. Every one of us is in this prison of the earth, and all of us are under the control of this snake. Everywhere in his inner world, there are reptiles in every corner. Pythons can. These creatures crawl in every dark corner. The serpent's grasp encircles you fully. No space worldwide remains untouched, all enveloped by their entrapment. You have all your ideologies, all your food, drink, and lazar, and now all these things are still in everything instilled into you by this python. So you can't get out, you can't become a human being. That is, he has exhausted all the deceptions to blind you, and they have exhausted all the vicious deceptions. You have deceived everything you can use. I have completely poisoned you. Even if you are covered with their snake venom, it is actually full of arguments. Snake venom, snake true, snake everything.
Since you were born, the vaccine you received has been its most poisonous venom, and it has been given until now.
If your vibration frequency is slightly higher, if you have this, you have all this that you are born with, you won't fight. You will definitely have the energy that you can see by yourself, and you will see it all.
There's no way you're going to get these vaccines. Authentic individuals from transcendent realms live unfettered by serpentine manipulations, and those true souls remain beyond the serpent's grasp.
No matter how his venom is, he can't control you. You will have innate rebellion and innate resistance. You won't be beaten by him. You are innate indomitable and innate unable to adapt to him. This group, his social group, he is a political group. He can't adapt to everything, and you are innate to rebellion. You can't compromise with him by nature and keep pace with him. So why are you born to be so gentle and docile? You are born to be obedient. You are born to be. Because you planted snake venom too deeply, you can hardly climb out. So no one dares to dismantle our current light war.
No one dares to guess. This is what we have experienced since this human race has human events.
The first, only, and last time human beings might win. Humans might solve the norm. Humans can strip the snake's skin and put it aside.
That is, this snake completely surrounded human beings, and this layer of skin passed it through.
You can be liberated, you can change one by one, and you can get out. It's the only chance. This chance won't be given to you by any white hat. I've been telling you that. I've always said that. There is no one. If you wait for something to fall from the sky to save you, then maybe wait for President Trump to save you. Of course, it's impossible to save you. No one can save you. This time you can only save yourself. Yourself, because those people in the middle, those in the middle belt who pretend to be dead must be consistent with reptiles. If you don't come out, you can't get up and fight together. If it's true,
then you are the enemy team member I turned over. Those people in the middle belt who pretend to be dead have been giving all this energy to the enemy. Therefore, no one can do it this time.
It is impossible to become a flesh angel in a sudden transformation. This is the last and only 11th time in our human world. All the things we have talked about will happen. It is impossible for anyone to become an angel in vain. It is necessary to peel off several layers of skin, to fight and fight before it can be spelled out. If it won't, this human will be the last time. Why do you talk about the whole earth? Think about it. I thought there were 8.17 billion, and how many billions of advertisements? Now maybe only 300 to 500 million people are alive.
Think about what this ratio is, what this concept is, and how hard you have to work hard to get it really possible. Tsai Ing-wen's teaching and counter case in the world of art returns to the truth when Wan said that I am your Pope. Well, I think these two goddesses are really good and amazing. Literature and art, literature and art is the real thing we have seen all the time.
It doesn't know the power grid, computers, nothing. But it just has a perseverance and a pursuit. This bright perseverance has always been something I admire very much.
Kai Mei Yi is really powerful, which makes me admire it very, very much. So do I. That is the kind of wisdom that can't be defeated and defeated. You have always had this kind of bone. You can't grind it undefeated. This is the basic instinct of warrior instinct that instinct should have. So I guess this way, when I see this, then you may not be right if you want to see my test. In fact, everyone is the same. We can discuss it because the world has just said that the whole reptile is a snake. Among them, you see this founding president going to this to attend the Pope. This so-called death, just die like this. What is this so-called funeral? And that reptile in front of you, that character has died for many years and now it has been announced. After announcing it, I will sing praise to you. What else have I done to you? So in that, this service, this morning service, what memorial service? He is with Melania. The First Lady has been talking and laughing. What is her name? Ouch, what did the media say that he despised the cult of Chinese? If you and I don't interview, who will interview? I still take you seriously. You and these groups are all man-eating demons. You're all man-eating demons.
It's the culprit of this snake, this reptile, and the head of the household is Dana. I'm here to sing praise to you. I'm here to destroy you. Don't forget, the whole world is enslaved and controlled by you. New people's blood eats human flesh. How many children have been killed in the earth?
How many children globally have been killed by the tunnel extending in all directions? These creatures are horrifying entities. They are the grandest entities that stand before this serpent. Hence, President Song proceeded with the fusion in such a manner.
Now, look at what you see now. This photo that you see now, my feelings tell you that everything that was originally controlled by reptile snakes is already turning over, and it has been turned over.
It is the realm inhabited by humans, truly the domain of mankind, not a territory for serpents. The progression underway is now under my jurisdiction. I embody divinity. I represent divinity. I stand as the holy sovereign against you serpents.
Just vacate this domain, perish in my stead, dismantle it in my presence, demolish it as I command.
I think founding the president is pointing to the sky, and I am everything. I am the good land. I am human beings, and I represent that human beings. Take control of the world. Take control of your sense of mortality. That's all it should be. Projects such as sound in representation of humanity proclaim that this planet shall be reclaimed for humanity's cause. You serpents embody the utmost benevolence. Evaporate from these lands and disintegrate into vapor for me. You lack the honor bestowed upon humankind.
I lack the honor of residing within this sanctified territory governed and claimed by humanity. Persisting any further, we arrive to cleanse serpents and exterminate the entirety of these serpents.
Deploy that e-barrier and obliterate that ledger. You are undeserving nor possessing the credentials. Humanity's liberation is imminent, leading to white hats and dual leadership.
Got taken everything back, took control of it all. So that's what I thought when we saw it. Anything is capable of overtaking us. Humans have generated this earth-shaking noise that resonates with reptiles, beasts, and monsters.
Let's reclaim our sacred paradise once again. As the Pope, I represent divinity, embodying this cherished land and humanity. I represent sanctity and inviolability. All of these reptilian invaders threatening our world. You don't deserve to be here. Just get out of here. I just took them away.
Tasked with delivering them to the divine, a role we humans have abstained from throughout history.
Agreed. It's never been like this. Allow this crawl action.
Come to control and work hard without agreeing. Let these reptiles invade us and seize human souls. Snatching souls, eating human flesh and drinking human blood, spoiling so many children and women. This is the return of indomitable God, and this is the return of indomitable human beings. This is everything that I really control from the top of the sky. Now I control the sense of defense. It represents the victory of our hat, represents the victory of our human beings. There is a large-scale cleaning up of reptiles. The small ones who help them do things are all kinds of walks, all kinds of walkers without souls.
This Soviet Union and the United States have gone too far backwards. How can they become the only new president in the world? He symbolized the return of God. It is the church of the world. What Chai Manyu and this Wen said are quite right. It is the Pope of the world, the new of the whole world.
We are human beings, we are everyone, and he is with God. It's the same everyone, every human being. He is exactly the same as God, and has the same DNA as God. Each of us is returning. We don't need to worship everyone. You have to remember, it's everyone. They're all exactly like God. You are God. What you lack is that you haven't opened your door, your mind. Your mind's door has not been opened. That's the simplest thing. But that is to say, when your health is good, your heart is very strong. Your whole heart is strong. Your whole body is very healthy. Every dirty system is very healthy. Your heart's painstaking efforts,
Drop of blood within the blood, and he will be very full.
The inner drop of blood is very full of inner drop of snow. It means that you have a divine position. Then you are your spirit, and your soul will stay here permanently.
If your body is not good, your body is not good at all. If you are sick here and there, then your inner drop of blood will be gone and you will become. If you don't have a soul, your spirit won't live. You don't have a spirit. So why do we keep talking about how important the body is? You don't have one of these. Without this flesh as a carrier, you can't do it as a carrier. It's very, very difficult for you. Very difficult to restore. You must have a very healthy body to make your... All the internal organs are very good, very healthy, and in a healthy state. What about your heart? It is very full and round, very, very good, and it can only be filled by dripping blood inside. When you drip blood and creativity inside, your divine throne will have your portal, and the portal of your soul can open the portal of your soul. It is the sacred altar, which is called a portal, which means your divinity, your divine throne. So why have you always talked about the body so simply and clearly? That is to tell everyone that there is no such thing. That is very clear. There's so many things that are empty and thriving. For a person in poor health, there is absolutely no vibration frequency. If he is in poor health, will his tongue circumference still be there? His first drop of blood, his last drop of blood, will his drop of blood be there? Nothing. Without the most basic, many people basically have no souls, which is where they come from. So why do you keep calling it oops? It's very simple. I just tell you that the body, and the DNA are so simple. Everything is so simple, but it is completely complicated. I want you to recite and recite sutras, hold on and sit quietly. What do you want? The simplest thing is the body. If you don't have a body, everything doesn't. Now it's the president who tells you. Tell the whole world, our world. If you think that our world is controlled by this python, it turns out that this religion, the Pope, this sect, it controls the whole world. This python controls the whole world. When this snake lives, his tongue feels this reaction force. This is called a python 10 that wraps the entire human being. You are wrapped in his arms with different limbs, 4 or 4 hands, and many things in his body. It's just different. After you are wrapped, you have to break free from him. You don't need to be involved in their religion anymore. No, it is. President Chuan, our white hats have won everything. Got this under control. The incident controlled the sense of earth. Human beings have decisively won, and they can never go back. What they have been telling everyone now is how many people they want to take away. That is, the bloodiest government departments on the ground. Is this government still their people, or are they still in control? Your thoughts, your brain, everything, your low frequency vibrations, your vibration frequency is still the same as that of this reptile. Or do you have to take away so much of their energy or these? So now I'm desperately changing, fighting, and desperately trying to kill those most evil feet for him. The time won't be too far away. Oh, my monuments are July 4th, May 9th to July 4th today, this month and tomorrow. The most accurate way to say this. May 5th and May 5th start, then we have entered the hottest months. May, June, and July are the hottest months, and this hottest fire leap is the best time to burn these reptiles. I hope this business can completely burn this crab animal as soon as possible. July 4th is the birthday of the founding president of the United States, the Independence Day of the United States, and the prayer and this parade with the military. President Zhuang will go to their parade with this retired army and that army. I really hope that there will be a real great liberation at that time and the Communist Party will be gone and everything will be really announced. In this time period from May to May 5th, that is tomorrow, it is an opportunity. This opportunity will be turned upside down and there will be an earthquake, tsunamis, landslides and cracks. There will be a lot of fires, a lot of this devastating, destructive. Smash everything old to it and more truths will release more earth-shattering truths and everything is possible. Then, in this process where everything is possible, what kind of change do you want? You are still silent. Silence all your ideologies, all your feelings. You are still the same as before. You are really hopeless.
Ah, this chicken's chicken is dead and still has a knife horn. What about you? When you die, just like this crawling action, you follow it gently and docilely. So it has always been such a sad human beings, and it has always been like this. It's all for praising the person who killed you and following the person who killed you.
Follow them to lick their assholes. That's it. You still think they are good and you are still being taken by them.
The power to kill you is singing praises, fighting for your mission, and playing experiments to pretend. But now it's the last stop and the last time is gone. Let me tell you, it's really gone.
Everything is fixed. You don't fight for everything. You don't have that energy. You don't have that confidence. You don't want to change this motivation and you can't change everything. Yesterday the resigned vice president was in.
Bannemer University, the University of Alabama. The University of Alabama's commencement speech imparted young people with 10 articles right after. 10 articles. The real thing is that I still can't listen to it, and I think it is very, very motivating to myself.
Of course, it inspires my blood to boil. So if you really want to change, you don't have ambition. You don't have any ambition. You don't have any motivation. You are really dead. In fact, it means that what shocks me at the core is that you don't have any motivation, no goal. You're just a corpse. You are just a zombie. You can't stop. Once you stop, you are really dead. It's that simple. I feel like this. Once you stop, you will die and you will have no time to stop. His vibration frequency is getting faster and faster and all reactions, everything is getting faster and faster. The slower you are, the more you listen and you will be just like them when you die. They are the happiest. So now I'm telling you, I'm not afraid of how you laugh, how you can't understand. How about you? Off work, then that's it.
What Mr. Chen told you is that we want the thunder chi to win the thunder.
We are God, we are the Pope, we are indomitable human beings, and we are the return of God. You are nothing, and we control everything.
We put the head in control.
We must reclaim all that's ours. We need nothing. The Pope has no need for that sect. His God is God Christ Jesus. He is not called Christianity. That teacher doesn't need this temple. It's not a sect, and he doesn't need any religion. Everyone in Shem is God, and everyone is God. That is, be decisive and tell the whole world that we have won everything and won everything. They're huge diseases that they slowly lose our last force. In the end, if they want to make this force, they will pull out all the 11 snake skins. After pulling them out, they will jump out. If you go out, you will soar freely. Look at that white-headed hawk.
I started thinking freely, and now I'm thinking freely, and I just need the last force to strike that fist. So at last, when you can soar freely after this stripping, then you become theirs. Well,
Gone to hell. Turned into dead numb tongue, turned into this zombie.
you are still the zombie. Do you still have that drop of blood? That's how I've told you a lot of simpler things, and it's still the same truth. So we can read everything. Oh, what I told you, what I said is the president of 2028 will be 2028. Ouch, how can I do this?
I just mentioned I got it and confirmed immediately.
President Trump himself personally confirmed it and told you personally that I am. In 2028, I guess President Trump is.
It has been going until 2028 to 2020, and it is also a selective return.
Let the enemy succeed. Let the Communist Party think that it was so easy to win everything. So it robbed the United States, robbed it crazily, took all the United States, and the whole world was mine.
I don't know, now reflect on it. This world, not yours. The US military is beyond your reach.
You don't even understand Ming. The US military is all over the whole incident. And even the President of the United States doesn't know how many of the whole incident comes from the US military. Not only in this specific time, but even the President of the United States doesn't know who the American military doesn't belong to.
Who can control it?
When there is a crisis in a national emergency, the whole world is all over every corner, which is called the American military.
President Kai will continue to work for 4 years in 2028, and there will be this Communist Party in the next 8 years, which may be many, many.
A lot of people think that this 4 years, how good it is, how much it is consumed, it may be consumed. Isn't it only 4 years? Why don't you want to? President Chuan just came up here. White people are usually very slow in doing things. Americans are generally very slow in doing things. I don't know that the horse has only gone up now. It's only been 100 days. This crawling action, these snakes, turtles, these are looking for buds all over the world. Look at the Communist Party.
This boa constrictor, the biggest boa constrictor, it's going to be killed now. It's going to be killed.
I thought I had control over the United States. Dad sold everything to the Communist Party with a pencil and a pencil. Why don't you know that you didn't even touch the hair of the US military? Now this 2028 is really in my prediction. And the real thing in my guess is to show you that you don't even think about it. Don't even dream about it. Don't do all the reptiles, all the officials who have done evil things from top to bottom. Every day is scared and slow. That's when the old cat said back then, this one is biting that mouse is playing over and over. That kind of death is the most painful. Let you play to death slowly, do it slowly. Just like this deer pig head now. I also think of it when I think of the deer pig head. Then you walk to death slowly. Muzu sugar is now called life is worse than death. Take the exam every day. Knowing that all illegal immigrants have immigrated to the United States illegally, they are going to be repatriated now. So you and the Communist Party have been clamoring and working hard alone, and you can't afford to raise so many children. Now it's all ready.
The muscular chicken's thin dead statue has come out, and it can't raise a family anymore, and it can't be convinced anymore. Just hold on to it. Look at the United States. There is no criminal who enters the country illegally and will not be arrested or repatriated. What's more, your Asia-Pacific Combat Force has long been targeting you and will never let you die like 6 pigheads. A beast like this.
I've been saying this for N years, and I've told everyone all this, and you still want to make me your enemy. These thieves are fragile. Who can have a good death? In the backstage of the Tool Museum, who will die well? Especially Guo Wengui, who is like showing a pig's head. What's good and what's good? Oops. Speaking of Gong Wanggi, I suddenly remembered that Wang Yanping, oh, I don't know how many people there are. I still remember that Wang Yanping is Guo Wanggui's old veteran sent to him by the Communist Party. And he is still his own brother-in-law, his brother-in-law's wife or something, which grandfather or whatever, just the wife of a relative anyway.
At the same time, he sleeps casually, and he is also a staff member assigned to him by the Communist Party. Ouch! I am Wang Yanping, a security guard who protects the safety of workers.
It's an accompanying trainer, a big member who controls the Communist Party, and a party member who controls this literary party and commands everything. What about this? Even Panstan has commanded everything. And this Communist Party member is actually here. He is really skilled. It just occurred to me now. Break the news, oh, heavy and stupid.
Let's break the news about the braised pig's head. When it comes to breaking the news now, let's break the news to everyone. What about Wang Yanping?
Then the real Communist Party is the real Communist Party. It seems that the leadership library led by Guo Wengui has led everything. But what about this one, this female agent? It's really a spy agent, and it's really true. What about Wang Yanping, an agent? Is it really the training base stage trained by the Communist Party? Think about it, everyone. Let me give you a guess. Can you figure out Wang Yanping's Communist Party training base? He has really been trained. I really heard people say it a long time ago. What about this Wang Yanping? Yes, he was made by the Communist Party. Whoops! His skills are okay. What's wrong with shooting guns? I didn't care about this statement.
Phew, I realized later that he really came here to have some skills. His skills are really as good as that. I guess no one can guess.
Say couldn't even guess that Wang Yanping was really trained.
The Communist Party is
really a place where he has been trained with extraordinary skills. In that Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan trained it out, so the Communist Party really cultivated their terrorism. Al-Qaeda's various terrorist spy bases are trained in Pakistan.
That's precisely where Wang Yanping honed his skills and trained. Certainly, that is a genuine spy, a true secret agent with exceptional skills.
Accompanying the leader of this party leader to this eternal prison is inevitable. Don't envision such a spy. So, does Gong Wengui have eternal life, unable to go anywhere at all? Mother Luther, upon Wang Yanping entering like Gong Wengui. What calamity will befall you if you don't get devoured? These evil individuals await. If you dare to tamper with my origins in any manner, envision the eventual consequence for you. I've notified you already. I've anticipated dissecting this braised pig's head using torture.
This calls for a dreadful demise. Definitely a dreadful demise, akin to being struck by lightning from the sky. Indeed, what is described as the real death grinding you down, leaving you consumed. Observe his demise now resembling his original spirit reflecting poorly on the bad essence.
This death is like a good one, grinding it well and grinding it to die. So this is an episode, this breaking news episode.
Our current location is unchanged. Make mention of these fascinating tales. President Tsai's 2028 vision utterly leaves the Communist Party lacking any despair. all minor reptiles within. If you want to turn over and change, you still want to take refuge in all those who want to answer your wrong? This Democratic Party may want to choose the door one day.
Lao Chuan remains diligently working, overseeing operations tirelessly, without external people intervening.
To wet his role, none can hinder these serpents. No one holds influence over such entities. This elementary school and university, these slow foods are just one, and whoever has killed them long ago. No one can stand up, like President Zhuang, who can stand up indomitable. In fact, that is to say, no one like President Zhuang can give everything for this American and mankind.
I didn't care much and gave my all.
Not giving those crawling action.
I don't even give you hope so that you can stand here every day.
Terrified.
Sadness and decline, grinding and softening. Then stew slowly, so this president song will.
If you continue this, you don't even have to choose. I said you don't have to choose 2028. Obviously, the United States is in a temporary state. This is originally a temporary state. I have been saying that from a soldier to a president, you don't have to choose at all. This is direct re-election of Ali Abba.
This is the great game of this coach, this Pope. Look at how Fangik has a third hand. Let me show you if you can see it or not, because many people have seen that he has a third hand. Where did the third hand come from?
No one recommended this. How can I say you are old? Is that someone photographed this third hand right there. Fan Zi, we said a long time ago, he was dead a long time ago, killed a long time ago, and he couldn't catch this and clean this. Jot it down.
Yes, auspicious. I've been foolish these afternoons in frightening hospitals and among white tigers. I guess so. We just want to be right.
Oops, it's like it's confirmed. It's really good. It's good for me to get off work for a while. In 2028, the founding president will continue the war. And the grand president, oh, guess what? I guess it's very comfortable.
It's 2028 that makes you have all this reptile, all this. Communist Party, there is no one, and here you are. What hope do you have for escape? This is the old window in power.
This is our Justice League with significant power, and we hold the genuine presidential authority.
Oh, I just remembered what I said just now, and suddenly remembered this Wang Yanping, who was sent by the Communist Party of Wang Yanping, took control of Guo Wengi's treasury list. This Wang Yanping is actually in Jibasta? Of course it was trained. It was really trained by the terrorist organization Training Base that trained the Communist Party. I suddenly thought that it was formal. I wonder if it is right.
Therefore, the Communist Party, that is the terrorist agents of these terrorist organizations, is everywhere, and the public will be in charge of the treasury so much that they have to send their relatives over. Then this management pants are pawned, and this is the Communist Party's chaos party. People's Party, Animal Party, don't even fear the party. Fear that it won't organize the party. Oh, just give you an example and you will know what terror is. So such terrorist organizations and evil organizations are like deer and pig heads.
If he can put too much effort into it. Will he bite you indiscriminately? Ouch, he went in. So he is still thinking about your side dish. You just fool around here casually. Oops, This fool allows you to fool around like this casually. Wang Yuanping, how much can this communist agent catch you? So some are carefully watched, and some are all the good shows to watch. Look at how this Pope knelt down.
I suggest you go do some research. Here you have Pope Francis kissing the feet of political leaders from around the world. And get angry at the people that need it the most. Here is Pope Francis kissing the hands of powerful figures, David Rockefeller, Henry Kissinger, and John Ralph's child, the most powerful people on earth. Almost like he's there for them and not his faithful followers. Continuing the show is anger towards the people. In the year 1139, Archbishop Malachi received visions of the future that listed the names of 112 additional popes who would reign until the end of time.
What exactly is Thank You Tank? The church represents the family of Nong's Tea, just like a dog in front of the Rockefellers. What are fans supposed to make of this behavior outside? It's also reflective to those believers, disbelievers, and it's almost called fans to believers.
There used to be a Chinese woman who touched her. She went to the thugs and beat her hands, but the others didn't. But what are these people? What kind of birth is this? It is the family of these screw grooves. These families are all Fele families, and they're all in front. This is the representation in front of this constrictor. I'm here to introduce it. Look, Jixiang said it, yes. Wang Yueping. Pakistan has been the training base for terrorist organizations and personnel of the Chinese Communist Party since it occupied China from Soviet. This is Pakistan. It's the Chinese Communist Party of terrorist organizations.
His all kinds of personnel training capabilities. So this dinner party, including our way near the side, is the official document, this pot duck, this animal.
This old group continues tidying up at home. Should there be discounts or sales events? Talking about his uncle's son's wife. Uncles should be like this. Uncle's son's wife doesn't even want his son, so she leaves that son to his husband to fight with this ram. The party came over and took care of the trousers list. Everything is in charge. This is a small microcosm of the Communist Party. Everyone knows what the Communist Party is. That is the party of chaos.
Chaotic people, chaotic party.
A party driven by animalistic and terroristic tendencies, lacking any shame. Now this Communist Party of China, CPC, then not many of us think it is.
It seems there are no major fatalities occurring within China. However, people remain puzzled about where losses occur. In reality, large-scale cinematic productions continue to grow in China, especially within major cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou, evidenced by numerous reports. Percent. In the bustling city of Shanghai, there's a notable vertical decline in its real estate market. 70% of the house can't rent it out.
Pay 70% and go out. 70% can't go out. Many individuals live on the streets, which raises the question, who are these people now? Historically, many white-collar professionals in cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou couldn't rent out their properties.
The mountains were completely empty, and what? There are also people who are gone, which is very bleak. Some people said, "Ouch, I can't see it." Did anyone die? I wonder who died. I don't know. I stated that it's happening in both Beijing and Shanghai. You only get 4,000 yuan a month, which is basically capable of living, and it may not be enough.
On the Shanghai coast of Beijing, I wonder if the person who takes less than 4,000 yuan will starve to death. But there are still many people who can't get so much money. People called large scale are now called large scale piece by piece people, right? This
man can't find a job and is unemployed.
A large number of people are next to many subway stations in Shanghai, and there are many homeless people in many places.
So I don't know the person who says such things with my sister's conscience. That is it stupid or bad? It's on the channel. You can casually receive large-scale domestic reports on all kinds of channels. Many videos made by people themselves. Many videos and many things can be called large-scale. The phenomenon is not exclusive to Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou, but prevalent among the large-scale population. In the riots, all over the country, not only in Beijing and Shanghai, people disappeared on a large scale, but also in the shops. There is no one in a particularly luxurious area.
It's called fear. Many places are being visited. Hey, including, in fact, it seems that it was like this 2 weeks ago. Well, many graduates of this university studying abroad can't find jobs in Beijing. I planned to go to Tiananmen Square to go to this party, because the news walked too early. It was about 2 days ago that it didn't get it done. We are also in Guangzhou now. Guangzhou, I saw that Guangzhou is also having a large-scale lockdown. They are all private photographs. Guangzhou, thousands of ordinary people.
I went here to protest because I couldn't go to school. It should be like their land was expropriated by the government, and it was used to build a school with some supporting buildings. Originally, they were promised that people in their place could go to school, and it was best not to give that child to go to school. So they went to this place to make trouble and were suppressed and closed down. Look at this again. As empty as the wild, I just laughed a few casually to show everyone. This city is as empty as eyes.
What happened to the physical store? Do you really want to starve everyone to death? Roadside accountants can really be seen everywhere. Didn't you see them everywhere a few years ago? Anyway, I have never seen a first-tier city like Shanghai, and there are 15 yuan quick discounts everywhere. Before 7 o'clock in the evening, Liao's stick couldn't hit a person in the once very lively Life Square.
Whether
it's a hairdressing shop, a decoration shop, or a department store, what happened to the basically short life? Compared with previous years, it's completely a negative scene. Many people say that it's the fault of e-commerce. What is the reason? No matter what kind of environment we are in, as craftsmen, we should never bow our heads like cheap ones. Only doing a good job in technology is our only way out, and technology flow is what we want to pursue. Let go of your panic, don't worry about improving your skills and optimizing yourself so that you can be invincible.
With the extreme escalation of the Sino-US trade war, China's economy is getting worse than a deep cooling that is silent on the surface, but actually carefully. Shanghai, the largest and most prosperous city in China, used to be a busy business district, an international metropolis that people yearn for, and the highest pension in the country that people coveted. Today, this economic lighthouse, known as the Oriental Pearl and Oriental Paris, is like the water of a leaky ship, carrying the dreams of thousands of people, and is slowly sinking into the abyss. Today we will talk about the story of Shanghai.
I came to Shanghai Hongqiao Station today and found that all the foreigners in Shanghai have run away. Surprisingly, there are no people at Hongqiao Station. This is a state at 7 o'clock at Shanghai Hongqiao Station. If it was the past Friday, it would be really crowded. Today and this Friday are basically uncrowded, and the road was very smooth when I came here. and there are no people from Shanghai. Where did everything go?
I took this video, I probably made it into an English version, and pushed it out to Shanghai. 70% of the 30% and 70% of the houses, they said, can no longer be rented, and the mountain shops can't be rented. People who have houses now become jokes. This is what we mentioned before, as we mentioned before, and now it will slowly become Chinese.
People from the previous generation. Look at you. Look at your predecessor to sell the house. Currently, there are numerous individuals whose words are hard to trust. We aim to incorporate this into the English edition release.
It's talking about buying a house. People who own a house now live better and are a little better. It's the kind of, this is usually better.
The polarization of the less rich is the kind of people who are particularly rich and people who are particularly good. Now, it is particularly difficult because with a house worth millions and a house worth tens of millions in their hands, there are still tens of thousands of loans and luxury cars to drive. Nowadays, many people who drive luxury cars can no longer refuel.
During refueling, ensure you calculate accurately. This represents the present condition. In addition, the video I saw is in Shanghai, which is a large-scale vagrant called a large-scale vagrant.
Many people say that there used to be white-collar workers. Now, the eyes they see on the streets are dementia. If they don't close it, they are still white-faced. This is something you don't mention nowadays. Elsewhere, especially second and third-tier cities, Shanghai does not resemble this scenario at present.
How do you know what kind of large-scale death and large-scale emptiness happened in the whole China? Oops, I just found another video of this. In verification, let's take a look now. What is the situation in China like? Because the US Treasury Secretary said that China is now declining vertically, including the last president, who also said that China has been careless now.
The impact was intense and profound.
Officially, China has a population of 1.4 billion. However, what we see and hear when we take to the streets is puzzling. The originally bustling city is now empty, and the countryside is even more inaccessible. Did 400 million Chinese people disappear from our sight in just a few years? What truth is hidden behind this frightening question? Today, we will peel the cocoon step by step to explore the mystery of this wanton disappearance of the population, starting with the intuitive daily scene. In the past, during rush hours in metropolitan areas like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou, subways were densely packed and shopping zones thrived. Following the pandemic, individuals like Mr. Wang from Beijing, upon returning post-Spring Festival, noticed previously scarce rental spaces now empty during commute times, with peak traffic feeling quieter. He pondered to himself, "It seems a significant number of people have left Beijing. Their whereabouts remain uncertain." Under normal circumstances, there should be about 1.7 million people in these 2 months, but in fact, more than 7 million people may die, more than 5 million more than expected. Real numbers may be higher. This epidemic wave might have more deaths than in the past few decades combined. If the above calculation is close to the truth, millions of people have been lost in the recent epidemic alone. In the past 3 years, there have been sporadic outbreaks and severe outbreaks in various places. How many lives have been lost due to policy-related secondary disasters? Some people speculate that after 3 years of epidemic, deaths in China might be appalling. Witnessing endless motorcades in front of crowded hospital beds and crematoriums, and empty villages makes doubting the official data inevitable. Despite the human tragedy, the disappearing population also affects statistics. The claim of only slight population decline seems dubious, considering contradictory information. The official statement is that by end of 2022, mainland China's population would be 1.411.75 million, a decrease of 850,000 from the previous year. marking the first negative population growth in over 60 years. Later, officials released data early 2025 saying that the population at the end of 2024 would be 1.40828 million, a decrease of over 1 million compared with the previous year. According to the government's caliber, China's population has never decreased significantly, but at most it has started to decline slowly in the past 2 years. This is completely inconsistent with what we saw at the beginning. So is there any evidence that the population has declined far more than officially claimed? That's quite a lot. First of all, the data of the Civil Affairs Department is abnormal. There are two main sources of death toll statistics in China. One is the annual death toll published by the Bureau of Statistics, and the other is the normal cremation of remains counted by the Ministry of Civil Affairs. The number of cremations should roughly match the number of deaths, but the 2021 data shows a huge discrepancy. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, about 10.14 million people died that year, while the cremated bodies reported by the Ministry of Civil Affairs should reach 14.8 million.
What about this video? I found this video. I'm going to push it to this one. At least it's to confirm what we once, this little guy said before. Street data. This Chinese people in China are now saying that they have disappeared in many places. Is 400 million just 400 million? Are you still washing the floor with this Communist Party and helping the Communist Party?
So now Zhuxiao's accurate data has already said 7.981. Well, that's right. This is the 798 million and 78 that I want to say, which is 798 million. I remember it was like mentioning less than 800 million people, but it actually said that there will be 1.4 billion in 2024. Suddenly.
More than 66 months are gone.
Where's everyone going lately? 6 or 7 artists, that is. More than 600 million people are gone.
So I don't think about it carefully. How terrible is it now? I haven't cut it out in this video yet. What he mentioned is that now it's not just big cities, Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou. You are completely empty. Different videos from different levels are confirming that there are so many people in big cities, so
the first line, the second line, the third line, and the fourth line are the same.
After this is the same. What's even more creepy is that there are many villages in China, and many rural areas have disappeared, village after village, and there is no one left.
What they said is, well, there used to be something. A few old people who kept their hands, a few villages, and 7 or 8 left behind old people. This time, they won't go again. A village.
Inside the house, there is this furniture, even clothes and clothes, but there are no people. There are plenty of villages like this in China.
Uninhabited villages are everywhere.
So call it bloody, one is in vaccines. What is this COVID-19 period all about? What's the death toll?
One political party after another. How many folks are transported annually? How many people slowed down? Based on its 2021 official numbers.
Unexpectedly, there was stagnation and even decline.
But there are still 1.4 billion doses and 1.4 billion people. Last year there were 1.4 billion. Now it's fine. I also launched it in this WeChat today, and I also went out and sent it out to let.
Everyone who can see it has a look. Mom, all of a sudden such a large number.
The Communist Party is in free fall daily. Where did the 10-year-old person disappear to?
More more than 6 billion people living more than 6 artists, almost 700 million people are gone.
Those who observe should ponder the whereabouts. You're present in numerous areas of your vast city. If you venture out to sense it in the busiest spots, is it truly as uncommon as previously? Are crowds as abundant as formerly? Notably, this isn't confined solely to large cities. Disappearance isn't unique to big urban areas. Villages face it too. Everyone standing in the village is gone.
Empty village, empty station.
The numbers bear testimony to what we wish to communicate.
What can we infer by drawing parallels? What insights can be gleaned by making such comparisons? Of weeks, a couple of months. What's your timing, Mr. Secretary?
Well, again, Maria, as I said, that the Chinese need to de-escalate these high tariffs because there is the equivalent of an embargo, and the Chinese business model is built on selling cheap goods to the U.S. They sell U.S. about 5 times more than we sell them. You might be aware, but as we're speaking now, their factories are commencing closures while we usher into the festive season. Orders are placed for that now, so if those orders aren't placed, IT could be devastating for the Chinese.
The Chinese Communist Party's current economy is a vertical descent body.
There are people who can't eat everywhere, and people who can't find jobs everywhere. The economy is a mess. You don't need to disturb you with the United States. This is your home country itself. You tried every means, and now you say you tried every means for the Communist Party to be there. Domestic demand promotes domestic demand, but the Chinese people can't push it because there is no money. That is, over the years, as Juxia said, all the oil in the bones has been squeezed out by you. What else do the Chinese people use to consume? During the new crown virus? Robots. The people in these villages originally had some Google old people, and some of these people who kept their hands. The old people are all gone, and every village is gone. What has become of these individuals? Where have they vanished? China solemnly entered a state of free nudity, which is what the Minister of Finance said. Factories were closed, and officials of the Chinese Communist Party also disappeared. Near the bustling port, an array of empty cargo ships conspicuously marked the presence of millions. With the CCP racing against an inexorable clock, these sentiments underscore a sense of urgency that is progressively diminishing.
As I said, the 780 million at noon is the identity of CCP activities in March 2025. The date of this identity is 780 million, and now it is 780 million.
6.1 hundreds of millions, 6.1 hundreds of millions of people are gone. Therefore, the Chinese Communist Party has almost suddenly grown by 1 billion people.
Junqiang said that almost every week in China now, Chinese people in China are resisting.
Chinese in Meizhou is looking at large-scale people losing their jobs, and large-scale people have no food to eat.
So the CCP's time is running out. Undoubtedly, these Chinese citizens have shown remarkable resilience and bravery in the face of severe food shortages during tumultuous times, recalling the daunting presence of terrorism they faced bravely.
What an oblique scene, you!
When you can't afford to pick up minions.
Absolutely not. It appears almost effortless and requires minimal effort to achieve such a result, hinting at underlying dynamics at play.
China's current scenario urges you to ponder how swiftly you can resolve this trade war situation, initiated by the illusory precepts of a trade dispute, spanning merely a negligible time frame that might just be confined to nocturnal deliberations, urging a parallel resolution.
The sky is full of homelessness. This large-scale human beings, and this person fell on the street. There are a lot of homeless people.
Starting with Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou. Do these big cities look like it? Some people don't say this. I don't know. Who in Beijing, China, is starving to death? Who will be hungry to eat?
In China now, mass starvation is called those who can't eat.
Among them, I saw one that he himself said that he was an authentic Shanghainese.
Ever at any time, there was hope for this country, for this. I have a kind of hope for this place in Shanghai in the most difficult times. But now I am desperate. I absolutely have any hope. I absolutely don't have any hope for this country in its present state.
See it clearly, the Communist Party government.
He took money for nothing to aid these terrorists overseas. Now the refugee country, these locust countries, will never come to save you. Chinese people die tragically to Chinese people and die tragically.
The Chinese language has now reached a critical point, and the critical point has been abandoned. At present, it's just this short time. Within a month, I'll talk with this Terry in the United States. I'm still saying that the Communist Party can talk about it now. We can talk about tariffs, but the Chinese Communist Party demands 0 tariffs from the United States. You fart like a hooligan.
You've always had a phantom tax, and now you. The hooligan can't perform anymore.
What I want to say here is that since 1949, Pakistan has been raised in Chinese, and this Chinese has been raising Pakistan. That is, all the Chinese people are starving to death now, and you have to support Pakistan even if you are starving to death. Nowadays, in the era of the internet, it's a stark contrast to the time when culture was defined by mere names. People are. It has become astonishingly simple to experience emotional moments. In modern times, I've observed that numerous individuals lack depth and complexity. I won't give you that the Communist Party is doing anything. Does not create any value. I'm flattened. I'm not breaking the law, am I? What do I not contribute to you? Then those who can't eat, most people can't eat, and those who go to Hong Kong now can't find a job. Including Coca-Cola has also withdrawn its investment. Take a sip of Coke today to see, so the whole this. Yours. Your province of beating?
What armed police? How long can you keep those who suppress the Chinese and those thugs? US, this one.
Dakai Road has been completely cut off for you, and there is no money left.
Your snow has been hollowed out and grown. How long can you hold on?
Including what we witnessed today, the President of the United Nations and the United States has formally severed funding channels. Not enough to last a few months?
The United Nations will run out of funds in just a few months because after President Kai cuts these funds, he can only...
For months. How long is your Communist Party's 10th? Global terrorist networks are alleged to be trained by the Chinese Communist Party in Pakistan, suggesting an extensive web of support by the CPC, implicating them in global events. Yes, and the relationship between the Chinese Communist Party and an Islamic country all over the world is very good. Look at the Houthi armed forces with the Houthi armed forces.
The communist ammunition depot has been emptied. Attack it. What about Iran now?
Difficult, isn't it? The Communist Party is also supporting it. Today, the existence of Bodhisattva armed groups was brought to light, posing crucial questions about strategizing against entities like Israel in an ever-complex regional conflict. Well, gay Houthi armed forces. An extensive missile attack was initiated on the Israeli military base near the bustling city of Tel Aviv. What about the back? Isn't it the Communist Party?
The Communist Party is comfortably at home in China this month, in that regard.
Showing off and saying that it is the satellite of the Communist Party, the satellite of the Communist Party of China, which allows these Bodhisattva armed forces to achieve something like the United States. I remember seeing this, so you have even more confirmed the satellite of the Ungood armed forces, communication support, etc. The weapon support is all from the Chinese Communist Party. Lai Jixiang stated that nearly all Islamic nations have received free funds from the Chinese Communist Party, totaling millions of dollars. Thousands of $40 million, these are the blood and sweat of the Chinese people. This is the same sentence. Every inch of the land in China is dyed red by the blood of the Chinese people.
There are so many homeless people in China, and these common people from all over China. If you know that the United States is now, it is really in the United States that is fighting, destroying, and suppressing the Communist Party. Look at these Chinese. No disinformation.
How happy, and how relieved. I'm really afraid. I'm afraid that the demon of the Chinese Communist Party will disappear as soon as possible and will be destroyed long ago. It's always something to watch.
What the factory shows is insolvency has been completely hollowed out. It has long been bankrupt. It was bankrupt 2 or 3 years ago. The Communist Party was bankrupt 2 or 3 years ago. I remember it will be bankrupt in 2021.
Every year, $54 trillion are emptied, and the US dollars are used to raise these shameless people to the country.
These shameless terrorist groups, all kinds of terrorists. How long will it last? Even if the middleman blows it up, it can't be blown up anyway. The middleman has nothing to eat, and there is nothing to fear before he can let him. Yeah? I also said it was 2021 just to say that the CCP went bankrupt in 2004. I also said that after so many years late, it went bankrupt in 2004.
So every bankruptcy has to be required.
How many trillions?
This has been ongoing since 2004.
The exact deficit remains unknown, but it's in the hundreds of trillions.
In 11 years, he went bankrupt in 2004. How many trillions did he owe in 11 years?
Put the whole world. The US has been hollowed out, drained, and squeezed dry by the Communist Party.
I just want to control this United States and flatten all these debts.
Being debt-free isn't necessary. As soon as the United States takes this debt, it will disappear, and the Communist Party dominates the world.
This wishful thinking is really called stealing chickens instead of giving rice. So the Communist Party is the poorest and worst in the world now.
Real. Gu Xiang said that if the US fell to the Chinese Communist Party, it would live. Unfortunately, it didn't succeed, and now it will die. So, did anyone believe it? And now does anyone believe that the Communist Party is mortal? A while ago I said that the Communist Party must die, and the smoke is small and the silver is scattered. Oh, no one is excited.
This one, it's a fluke.
It doesn't matter if you say that the Communist Party hates the Communist Party to death, but it doesn't matter if you have nothing to do with you in your heart. The fate of the Communist Party unexpectedly just can't control the United States and can't take over the American military. Who knew President Trump could? This time, you can turn around, and it's too late for the Communist Party to come. It's too late for anything. I didn't expect that the United States is really alive, and it's the place where you live without fighting. The Communist Party itself knows it very well, and the Communist Party knows it very well.
America, if the US doesn't win, they will die. It's just that people outside are not so smart. They don't know that the Communist Party is at the end of its road and has to die. This is a life and death contest.
It's also revealed that this Klaus's daughter also said that she is. Crimes against humanity.
Nicole Schwab, the daughter of World Economic Forum co-Klaus, is extensively cooperating with prosecutors in their crimes against humanity case against key figures of the global elites, sparking fear in the WF, the UN and the WHO that their diplomatic community is about to be revoked and arrest warrants issued behind the scenes. The so-called untouchables are panicking investigations once thought impossible or in full swing.
It's really fascinating because this is Klaus's daughter. Klaus's daughter is also aware that she won't live much longer. After all, she knows that the old man has already passed away.
Now, Klaus's daughter has openly admitted that the World Economic Forum intends to eliminate 1 billion people. Is it merely 1 billion people?
This is Klaus's daughter.
Nick's calligraphy department, in such an anti-human campaign against key figures in the global elite, closely cooperated with prosecutors, causing the worries of the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, and the World Health Organization, who were worried that their diplomatic negative power was about to be revoked, and will be issued a warrant for his arrest. So the resulting panic among people. All in varying degrees. Expose these global elites. How will these elites disappear? And will there be a World Economic Forum? Will there still be a UN? Will there still be a world economy, the World Health Organization? He brought this daughter, at 100% incorporation. Let's see what Xiaoken said about vaccines.
I will end all in a function research. I will sign a treatment to end on data function research for, to get all the nations. The conclusion of data-driven research covering everything from Lyme disease to COVID-19, along with many other diseases, including RSV, which is currently one of the leading causes of child mortality. Establishing a vaccine laboratory is essential. And we can go down the whole list of diseases that, down to, and there's good evidence that even Spanish flu, originating from vaccine research, there are strong articles suggesting the connections, although it's difficult to ascertain, and we may never fully understand. The medical research on these diseases, as in vaccine research, has actually created some of the worst plagues in our history, as anybody who reads The River will come away pretty much convinced that HIV also came from, vaccine program. And there's plenty of evidence of that as well.
Let everyone take a look at this. It's not just us who talk about it. Now, Xiao Kai is also mentioning that we will terminate all functional research. That is, the pandemic COVID-19 comes from the laboratory.
This is absolutely catastrophic. He has brought everything from Lyme disease to COVID-19 and numerous other illnesses. The new this.
Xiaoken is talking extensively about the epidemic vaccine. Vaccines almost all defined HIV. Also included in the context of Spain. This flu's last wave caused the same devastation, claiming numerous lives. It's also due to that.
It's also because of this reality.
Although the virus comes from the new Crown vaccine, this vaccine is all caused by the vaccine. Almost all these problems are caused by vaccines. What about this vaccine?
This time the new coronavirus is from Fauci.
They have all this evidence, including this Xiao Kan and the Director of National Intelligence.
In a way that Pete Hegseth is in, where people underneath you appear to be leaking even top secret information that you can go to jail for leakings, right? But they clearly have such an agenda, it's worth it to them. Yeah, so how did you, and you're dealing with IT with a firm hand, but how has IT affected you when?
This happens, you mentioned that example of that New York Times article. There were a number of things in that article that were completely inaccurate, which speaks to, again, and there is that's underway to try to figure out the source of this leak or sources of this leak around that specific incident. But the effect is, IT makes things much harder in constantly questions and looking over your shoulder. Okay, who's in the room? I have to be careful about everything that I say, because ultimately we are in a situation where these things are leaked, either by people who are just trying to show a reporter that they are important or chasing clout of some sort, or the most dangerous of which is those who are trying to ultimately undermine the president's policies. And this is not just like, okay, we don't like Trump, or someone who has a problem with President Trump and his policies. Really, what is happening when they do that is they're undermining our democracy, because what they are doing in whatever tactic they use is saying, well, I'm doing what's best for the country, and I know what's better for the country than the majority. The vast majority of the American people who chose this duly elected president, Donald Trump, and that's where I can agree or disagree with his policies. But when people cross that line who are in these positions of power and influence, they are actually undermining our democracy and our security. In do so, you've referred 3 people now to DOJ for criminal prosecution. Do you think they will be prosecuted? That's the goal. That's the goal. And the only way we let him about accountability is by doing the work of conducting these investigations. The Department of Justice and the FBI obviously has different tools that they can use in order to find the truth and to seek out that evidence so that we can actually prosecute. These are the people. Do they know they've been referred? Cases, in some cases they know, in other cases they are likely not aware. We have another 11 cases that we are still conducting our own internal investigations around. Some will be sent to the Department of Justice for further investigation and prosecution for criminal charges because IT is a Christ federal crime. And others, depending on the situation, will be dealt with internally where people will be fired and have their security clearance revoked.
Then she also has a lot of this new coronavirus on her side. This evidence is definitely next week. It should be completely released about next week. Both of them have deeper evidence at the same time. This evidence is perfect. This evidence includes that it was from Fauci's lab that gave it to the Chinese.
Should it come from the United States and give it to China, or is it, as we said before, it should be this one in the US? Military. They haven't talked about the military, and this is what we used to talk about.
The laboratory in the United States gave it to China, which is very certain.
Recently, many of these leaked documents have been leaked because their people have infiltrated. Various industries, including the Ministry of Justice, are also investigating some name documents. It is under investigation. Now the United States is also cleaning up, including this. Any department is cleaning it up. You see the mean square, you see this, the National Security Advisor was also robbed by the founder president. Including this leak now involves the FBI and the Department of Justice of the United States. These people are investigating further, and they are all investigating that there are too many people they have infiltrated. So they are all in the midst of a large-scale cleanup.
As we saw recently, it was mentioned that this yellow businessman was also set on fire and burned very badly.
Oh my god, it's a machine talking.
Viva violinist from continuous feeding.
It is said that the Banglastan people committed the fire in Jerusalem. I don't know exactly how it hasn't come yet. Well, it is said that the Palestinians committed the fire. You won't let me live. Plus, if you don't let me live, then I will destroy that. It is said that this is the case.
Currently, the situation is extremely perilous. Due to the fire, Israel has declared a nationwide state of emergency,
yet they proceeded to bomb Iran.
Elaborately described.
This substation in Iran. This substation is entirely shielded by this. Esne has been touched.
It's his substation that we saw today.
Moving forward.
What is the future for Iran? This remains.
It's interesting to think about it now. Comrades in arms have seen everything that Europe has suffered, and the CCP is behind it. Remember this, someone will tell you in the future, no matter who you see in front of you, every single evil act and all wickedness occurring globally at present are accompanied by the actions of the Communist Party. Bangladesh itself has no country. This is because Israel gave them a lot back then, and a lot of what it gave to them was supported by the victory in the fight against the epidemic. Now you are not allowed to live, so what have you done?
That is to destroy this thing in the end? Now think about it again. Who did it behind? Could it be that it also burned down this competition? Did the Communist Party also do it?
At that time, the Stan people in Bang had no place to go, so they were taken in here. However, let's examine what actions Israel has taken. Israel has provided him with what he has always raised. In fact, he has almost always raised him.
Granddaughter, did they raise them eventually?
It is easy to ask for a God's face, but difficult to send a God. What I saw today is
not only the substation here in Iran, but also other places are affected. A fire also broke out in Had, Iran, for unknown reasons. Truman worship, what I saw today is Honhai.
Service personnel that has deployed to deal with the major fires surrounding Jerusalem and the area. As you can see, we already fed thousands of firefighters and emergency services personnel, Salossals out to the field, and we have been feeding people that have been coming from all the area.
we 1 hour, 1 NA.
Half an hour now? No. It's a song. Could that possibly be a refusal?
Water.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's on the surface.
Mancana basar, malanda, Israel, entarandar carika, bakaranda sia tinga bade basirki wakutu yang forsama en akibat watarannya.
Syarat natalamu, an intriguing word.
Tahak na sarutu shirashur.
The most subordinate of them being that we have to do everything to combat the proliferation of Nazism, to combat the ideologies of Russophobia, anti-Semitism, Nazism, any forms of racial or national intolerance, any manifestations of so-called exclusivity, disguising attempts at world domination or intervention in domestic affairs of independent countries.
What the president of Beijing has experienced indicates he will exert every effort to counteract this influential force, which will inevitably drive some level of advancement. Anti-Semitism, a deep-seated issue affecting societies worldwide.
It truly requires making a concerted effort to combat anti-Semitism, which indeed is crucial.
So, it turns out, as we can see, that is, to combat anti-Semitism is to build all forces, and we must make every effort to combat anti-Semitism. So many people are anti-Semitic everywhere. It turns out that this one pushed this Judaism, Jewish, to the forefront and erased the Communist Party. No one pushed the Communist Party to the forefront. Now it's getting stranger and stranger. Only Israel is fighting these locust countries. A nation steadfastly united against all these fervent advocates.
But President Putin tells you this very clearly.
Make every effort to combat anti-Semitism.
Then only this Israel has been fighting these locusts all the time. Then will it suddenly happen? Now let us know that the most evil and evil thing hiding behind it is completely the Communist Party.
You say evil. All evil, Europe has fallen like this now, and Britain has become so miserable. It's starting to cover the sun. It's going to cover the sun. All these most familiar tactics of the Communist Party have been used, and it took a long time to be the Communist Party. Then you can be careful about the eggs that Americans eat in the United States now. They were originally only available in the communist bandits, but now they are in the United States. This egg has also become this poisonous one.
All right, so how do you tell if the chicken and eggs at the grocery store are truly pasteurized? Here's how.
I can tell from the yolk, which should be orange, if they are truly pasture-raised. However, the industry uses something called xanthophyll, a feed additive. That can make that yolk any color they want, so which the birds have lived out on green grass where they've never stepped foot outside. I can produce an or AA yolk that's orange or A red or bright yellow, or even like shades of green. Like I can make it any color through a synthetic feed out of IT. That's what those guys are doing. So then a lot of people are cracking this yolk open. They're like, oh, look at this beautiful orange yolk. And I'm like, that's not orange because the birds are outside.
Now, I know that now this egg is an American egg. It's not that you are this. You have to look at the eggshell. Many people knock the egg yolk. When they look at the yellow yolk, they think it's yellow. Then it's scrambled eggs. That's my organic. That's it.
Is this better? So, but what exactly? Who truly knows? This egg is apparently intended for consumption now. Eat pigmented substances and chemicals in order to alter the color of the egg yolk. This egg can change to almost any color, perform numerous actions, potentially even turning green.
Not exclusively in China where such eggs exist. This egg is genuinely astonishing.
So it can still make you eat problems. A feed processor incorporates synthetic additives into the feed to modify the color of the egg yolk. It can significantly alter the egg yolk to an intense orange hue, giving the chicken a visually distinct and appealing appearance. What exactly is a nutrition machine or feed? Referring to organic or refrigerated types of chicken.
It's a chicken.
Nonetheless, these are entirely different items now, ultimately meant for consumption, an additive within the feed. It's no longer just China, but all over the world. Now, even the United States has it. So I've really seen Britain like Britain. His egg yolk is very strange. How can it be returned like that? So I raise chickens for my eggs. Now I eat fresh eggs every day and in the morning. It's just for your own body. You should want everything and everything. This is extremely terrible right now.
Killing everywhere. Can you imagine? Then this underground, the whole American city, the complete underground military waterway underground city, which we mentioned originally.
No, I don't know. What I want to say is, well, he now uses additives in the United States. Even your green egg can be adjusted.
No matter what the green egg is, what color it is, you can feed it whatever color you want.
The underground base and city infrastructure and transport system that's been built. And I'm sorry, yes, so we have built an extraordinary number of underground bases and supposedly transport systems. Some of these are documented as part of the national security infrastructure. I think there are many more in the
United States.
In the United States, IT on all over the world from 2021 to 2023, I take one of the smartest subscribers in the Slyer Report Network, and he and I spent 2 years collecting all the data and all the allegations on underground bases. We systematically went through and tried to estimate our guess. This is a guess of how many underground pieces, both underground in the United States, but also underground under the ocean around the United States, and our estimate was 170. With a transport network connecting them, what would be the purpose if a near extinction event was expected?
It's like too powerful. You really think it's true. Some people think that the egg yolk of this chicken can be returned a little. That is, feeding cucurbitatin with carrots is versus feeding gourds, because I've seen such egg yolks very slippery. It's not just slippery, it's red, which makes you incredible. But someone actually told me that it was fed by gourds.
It's pure natural, so I said that you can tell that it's fake when you look at the color.
Fake eggs.
The absolute truth resonates with some individuals, yet others find themselves doubting. In any case, revenue isn't substantial. Recently, the video highlighted economic exchanges featuring President Austin alongside administrative officials intermittently.
Feiji and Tagasan disclosed undercover operations. The US administration has established a subterranean metropolis equivalent in size to above-ground urban areas, functioning as secret bases.
According to the introduction of this waste color, some of these large underground buildings have been officially documented, while others are still hidden. They are not confined to the United States, but scattered all over the world.
Awesome.
He suggested the presence of potentially 170 hidden colonies, a macrocosm equivalent in magnitude to an extensive nation, surpassing conventional country sizes.
There exists a multitude of such locales, scattered across the ocean floor and throughout the entirety of the United States, and all submerged beneath the sea's surface. These are accessed through clandestine shipping passages, the covert military waterway system, and countless other undisclosed subterranean venues unbeknownst to the populace.
In what manner does this television leverage this technology? Incredibly sophisticated and useful, capable of facilitating a journey spanning Washington to London within a mere quarter hour. The equipment employed deviates from that used by the mainstream populace observed in contemporary times. At least this one. The accredited pharmacist corroborated the veracity of previous assertions conveyed numerous years prior.
More than you can ever imagine. What is constructed beneath the surface extends to be a sprawling metropolis, not just underground but also under the ocean.
So these people,
for whom are such numerous metropolises erected?
More luxurious, more developed, and more advanced are everything used by Jezidaya Silk, including their mobile phones, computers, instruments, and means of transportation, which are different from ours.
many of them are from alien worlds.
And these underground settlements in the United States, there are 170. But in other words, the military strength of the United States is boundless. There are American military bases all over the world and countries all over the world.
These boundless roads are all US military bases, and sometimes even the president doesn't know it. What about the US military? How many US military bases are there? And how many services are there?
On the golden day, the Communist Party suddenly beat you. You really didn't know how to finish beating you. You didn't even know. Like Jake Xiang said, this big Malaysia had an unexpected conclusion.
Sometimes it's impossible to be particularly suspicious that it's particularly red or whatever it's for you. That is to say, if he changes this color, it must be a chemical drug, so it's terrible for this world. We encourage everyone to consume this egg, which is rich in cholesterol, packed with protein, and saturated with nutrients, although drugs are rampant in many places, with even American eggs being entirely synthetic.
It can be done.
But I don't know what you know. If you don't report this, you won't know if you report it. Then the safest thing at that time was to raise it myself. I just couldn't raise too many.
How can I only raise some eggs? Raise some chickens. The eggs laid by the chickens are the vegetables I grow. Give them to the chickens. After the chickens eat them, they will lay eggs for me, so I won't eat that vegetable.
Like, for example, plant that Houtunia cordata. Oops, your Houtunia cordata is really good. It grows fast and has this chicken wing. You see, if you don't get sick, it's Houtunia cordata indeed.
We have mentioned the underground military tunnel before, but there are more and more things you can't imagine at all. You can't imagine what we mentioned. It's still a little bit, and everything he has is still bigger than what we mentioned, or how unique it is, which is so terrible. So this man, you say human.
Your education level, all you have, and everything you have, are too limited. President Song's 100-day anniversary. Look at this. The 100-day anniversary here.
In the middle of the party.
Celebrate 100 days of parties, 100 days of dancing.
Off the ground, I said you're in Newtown, there's no need.
100 days have done too much, too many. The last president has done it. This incredible 100 days has been in this Michigan. He celebrated the 100 days in Michigan last week. In the end, the real thing is to have such a president putting America first.
We're taken back to our country from a sick political class that got rich selling America out and bleeding America dry. We don't let that happen anymore. And we had 4 great years. We're the great economy in the history of our country. The stock market went up 88%. We did great, and we're going to do better now as now. We learned a little bit after years of leaders who sent your money to defend the borders of distant foreign countries. That's what we did. Would fight for other countries, but not for ourselves. You finally have a president who is defending our borders. After decades of politicians who destroyed Detroit to build up Beijing, you finally have a champion for workers in the White House. And instead of putting China first, I'm putting Michigan first, and I'm putting America first.
In this 100-day celebration, this is in this 100-day party in Michigan. What's talking about is that you finally have a president who protects our borders and our country. Instead of putting this construction of Beijing and China first, you put Michigan first and the United States first. Originally, it was to drain the blood of Americans, give this America to him and that one, and die like this.
Got it under control. But President Tron has now succeeded in his endeavors, and the entirety of the United States is witnessing the impact. The recruitment for the military force has achieved an unprecedented high in the annals of history, with countless individuals eagerly queuing up. Historically unprecedented levels reached, a stark contrast to last year's notable lows under Biden's administration, with a rapid reduction in inflation. Egg prices plummeted and energy costs saw a remarkable decrease as well. The recruitment numbers for the military have set an unparalleled record.
Investments have also come back on a large scale.
This era is fittingly dubbed the Golden Age under President Trump's leadership.
Absolutely everyone is enamored with the president beyond doubt.
The return of the environmental era to the United States. Now, young Americans, the United States, who just graduated, these college students, have gone to the best place in history. They are full of this longing. You can take a look at the special presidential speech. It is very shocking that it is in one of our main channels, which also includes us. Well, I will push this live broadcast now. Utilize the English channel to disengage, subsequently opting for the English channel to access a breadth of news that resonates truthfully with the populace, encouraging a widespread awareness of both the truth and the malevolent facts about the Communist Party. Comprehending the unfolding truths on a global scale from the forefront is not merely confined to our limited Chinese channel. There exist opportunities through the English channel. Now, the machine is also being converted. Well, it's a pity that it can't be converted because there is so much precious information. This is the remarkable declaration made by the president in Alabama, where the events have sparked an unparalleled frenzy among the student body, filled with overwhelming happiness, an incredibly fortunate circumstance for these graduates.
The last president's speech really brought the whole... Anyone who is eager for freedom and democracy, as well as prosperity, or becoming a fierce hero of this generation, is not just a young person, a kind of expectation, a kind of transformation, a very precious speech in the whole process of life, and maybe many people will hear his speech. Become a lifelong enlightenment or a turning point. I've listened to it many times myself. If you are interested, you can listen to it again and then retreat to our main channel. The main channel of Phoenix Hotel is in Chinese. This major is thanks to AI. This AI era is really coming, which can help us. We can.
I understand a lot about this topic. It's very concise.
We are in a
very difficult era, and it is also the most difficult and greatest era. This era is to get rid of the old and welcome the new, which human beings have never had before.
The most beautiful era. So did you follow this era and really take off? Or were you killed and baptized by the big waves in this era and became a victim of this crawling animal? All this is your choice. It is the best and best process in our human world, the real one we won. There are still 2028 to 28, 14 years before the real founding president, which adds up to 8 years now.
8 years of glory, glory that human beings have never had before, freedom that human beings have never had before, regaining our faith that human beings have never had before. The destructive religions of this religion that are truly not controlled by these reptiles, but the era when our spirit liberates our faith, liberates our confidence, liberates us, and liberates everything will soon come.
I really wish and look forward to it. July 4th, 2025 is the real liberation. Everything is possible after this day. Everything is possible, so it's all about everyone. Are you a truly self-liberated person or an eliminated person?
Eliminated ghost.
Because everything you have no soul has become a ghost. So the real liberation is the physical layer of angels who can take off. This angel who has become an angel, this is really possible. All this choice is your own fortune. Your own choice. This is the most beautiful era, and it is coming with great strides. We deeply appreciate your support and presence, especially during our gatherings. Through the scorching and challenging times, your companionship has led us to today's best moments. Until next time, goodbye.